Someone says you did something you did not do. They say it with confidence, maybe in front of other people, maybe in a message where everyone can see it. And your first instinct is to defend everything at once. You explain where you were, what you meant, who you spoke to, why you would never do something like that. The more you talk, the more they watch you, not because your explanation is weak, because they have quietly changed the task. You are no longer discussing what happened. You are proving your innocence inside a story they created. That is the trap. When someone lies about you, do not begin with a long denial. Ask, what exactly are you basing that on? Then stop. That question does something important. It moves the burden back to the person making the claim. You are not refusing to answer. You are asking them to support the accusation. And the moment you do that, they usually attack your reaction instead. They say, "Why are you getting so defensive?" This line is designed to make your reaction look more suspicious than the accusation. Do not take that second trial. Say, "I'm asking what evidences you have." Keep your voice level. Do not explain your tone. Do not prove that you are calm. Do not smile to make them comfortable. Just return to the question. What are they basing it on? If they have something real, they can name it. A message, a witness, a timeline. A fact. If they have nothing, they will usually keep talking about your reaction. That is when you say, "My reaction is not evidence." Short, clean, final. Languor is not proof. Shock is not proof. Silence is not proof. The person making the claim still has to support the claim. When that fails, they may become more certain. They say, "I can just tell," or "Your face says everything." Now they are treating intuition like evidence. Do not argue with their intuition. Ask, what fact are you referring to? That question forces a choice. They can name something concrete, or they can admit that they are guessing. If they say, "I know what kind of person you are." Answer, that is an opinion. What fact supports the accusation? Notice the shift. You are not defending your entire character. You are narrowing the conversation to one claim. That matters because false accusations grow when the topic becomes your personality. You always do this. You are dishonest. You cannot be trusted. Do not defend your whole life. Bring it back. What happened specifically? Who saw it? When did it happen? One claim, one fact, one answer. Sometimes they do not have evidence, so they borrow a crowd. Everyone knows. People have been talking. You're the only one pretending not to know. Do not argue with everyone. Ask, who specifically? Then ask,
what did they actually see?
A vague crowd is powerful because you cannot question it. A specific person can be questioned. A specific event can be checked. A specific statement can be compared with what happened. This is also where your own reflex matters. When someone lies about you, what happens first? Do you freeze? Do you over-explain? Or do you get angry? Put one word in the comments. Freeze, explain, or anger. Naming the reflex makes it easier to interrupt the next time it happens. Then return to the claim, not the crowd, not the emotion. The claim. At work, false accusations need a different level of control. A coworker says, "You missed the deadline." A manager says, "You never sent the file." Someone says, "You changed the numbers." Do not respond with a speech about how responsible you are. Say, "Let's check the record." Then move to the timestamp, the email, the shared file, the project log, the calendar. At work, the cleanest response is often evidence without emotion. You can say, "The file was sent at 3:42. I'll forward the message now." Or, "The document history shows when the change was made." If the accusation continues after the record is clear, say, "What specific issue is still unresolved?" That keeps the conversation professional. It also prevents the accusation from turning into a judgment about your character. The goal is not to embarrass them. The goal is to make the facts visible. Now listen to the full exchange. Someone says, "You told them what I said." You pause, then ask, "What exactly are you basing that on?" They answer, "Why are you getting so defensive?" You say, "I'm asking what evidence you have." They look your face. "Your reaction tells me everything." You answer, "My reaction is not evidence." They push harder. Everyone knows it was you. You ask, "Who specifically, and what did they see?" They become irritated. "So now you're calling everyone a liar?" You say, "No. I'm asking you to support what you said." They switch again. You always twist things. You do not defend your personality. You say, what happened specifically? Now there is nowhere vague left to hide. They must name a fact, or admit they do not have one. And if they refuse, say, then I'm not discussing an accusation with no evidence, then stop. Do not keep the conversation alive for them. Do not keep proving. Do not keep feeding a story that has no foundation. That is calm verbal self-defense. You do not attack the person. You do not panic. You make the claim stand on its own. There are moments when the lie has already spread. You may need to correct the record. Do it briefly. State what happened. Show the evidence. Tell the people who actually need to know. Then stop performing innocence for everyone else. You cannot control every opinion, but you can refuse to let a vague accusation control the conversation. A lie wants speed. Panic. Too many words. Too many doors. Your calm response closes those doors. What exactly are you basing that on? One question, one burden, one fact at a time. You do not prove your innocence by answering every version of their story. You protect yourself by refusing to carry the burden of a claim you did not make. When someone lies about you, ask for the basis. Ask for the fact. Ask for the person. Ask for the time. And if none of it exists, end the discussion. That is emotional armor, not silence, not aggression. Clarity under pressure. Subscribe to The Unbothered Edge. Every video gives you calm words for disrespect, manipulation, and difficult conversations before pressure takes over.